y'all were anything like me growing up, y'all probably had a dream of finding buried treasure. Finding a map, looking for a treasure chest full of gold. Actually, really, I had that dream a lot. You realize that it's not a realistic dream, but I have a friend that pretty much does this. Now, he's not finding a treasure chest full of gold every day. You know, he's not following a map that, you know, with a dotted line, here's the X, just dig. No, his map is history books. His tool is a metal detector, and usually his treasure are bullets or, you know, Civil War era relics. I'll check this out. This right here is a Civil War bullet that he dug out the ground about 2 weeks ago, which is pretty mind-blowing considering it, you know, that was 100 years ago, and it was right there, a couple inches below our feet. So that's what he does. All his free time is spent finding this stuff. I was able to go on a hunt with him, and I just got to pick his brain on really what makes him work, with, you know, his process. Like, I mean, this guy was on the History Channel. He has a YouTube channel. I'll link it. But this dude eats, sleeps, and drinks. I think that's the phrase. Metal detecting. Here's some of what our day consisted of. Hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know. Here it is. Andre, Rattlesnake Dre.
World famous treasure hunter.
It's famous. You can see him on the History Channel.
Right. Or Bayou famous. I mean, I'm not really that popular.
History Channel's off the Bayou though, bro.
Yeah, I still have a regular job, so that sucks.
Your YouTube channel?
YouTube channel, I've been having it for 2 years. I have close to 100 videos. I think I'm like 80 something. My biggest video has nothing to do with metal detecting. It's about sneaking into Disney World, which is just clickbait. Which, I don't know, I have like 400 thumbs down on that video.
Yeah.
But go check it out, it's pretty good.
Well, you, I mean, you kind of made your mark in metal detecting.
Absolutely.
Especially recently.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about how History Channel.
Sure. The History Channel came about. That was like, I want to say 4 years ago, and I actually filmed a different show that had nothing to do with metal detecting, treasure hunting, history, or anything. This was a reality TV show about a hardware store, and it crashed. It totally bombed. But I was lucky enough to talk to one of the producers before he left, and I was like, yo, I love doing this shit. I was meant to do this. You gotta help me out. You gotta figure this out where I can go and do this. And he's like, okay, here's my email, here's my phone number. Just if you think of anything cool, just send it to me. So for the next 2 years, I sent him stuff about treasure hunting and metal detecting, because that was my hobby. You know, I've been doing that for close to 20 years now. I'm 33, and I got my first metal detector when I was 10.
I am getting all this information from Wikipedia. Hopefully it's right. I think it is. I mean, it sounds right. So anyway, in 1874, an inventor named Gustave Trouve developed a handheld device for locating metal objects such as bullets in his human patients. Actually, Here's a picture of Gustav. And looking into his stuff, this dude invented a lot. A lot. Never heard of him before. I'll give y'all a list right here of just some of the stuff. This dude. Electric pistol. But it's inspired by Trove. Alexander Graham Bell. Yeah, it's the same dude that made the telephone what it is. He developed a similar device in an attempt to locate a bullet lodged in American President James Garfield in 1881. The metal detector worked correctly, but the attempt was unsuccessful. Alright, that's pretty crazy. So Bell made the metal detector, but their understanding just wasn't, I mean, he understood it because he made it. I guess he didn't realize that it was that effective, so the metal springs in his bed made it unsuccessful. And James Garfield, pretty sure he didn't survive. So that's nuts. Alright, moving along. Modern developments of metal detectors began in 1920. So it looks like a whole bunch of people started making it. Really, the first one was Lieutenant Joseph Stanisławski.
Józef Stanisław Kosak.
Okay, so that guy is a Polish officer. Is a Polish officer. He made this to detect mines, Polish mines, in World War II. First metal detectors were pretty important. Finding bullets in people, finding mines. Came a long way to finding rings on the beaches. Over the years, metal detectors were refined and made better, and battery packs got made smaller. Coils got made better, more effective. And I mean, I'm sure these companies seen that they can make money. So, anyway, back to the interview.
You know, it intrigued me. I watched other people do it. As for getting on the History Channel with the metal detecting, 2 years go by. I'm sending this guy videos and stuff. I'm finding pictures, and one day he calls me and he's like, "Yo, I think I have a spot on this TV show that I can get you on. Would you be cool if we come down and film you?" And I was like, "Yeah, when do you want to come?" He's like, "How about tomorrow?" I was like, "All right." He pulls up in my driveway and he goes, "Dre, did you ever think that a film crew would pull up in your driveway to film you?" And I said, "Yeah." I was messing with him, but I'd always dreamed about it. I envisioned it. I always thought, like, man, if I ever get the chance, I'm taking it. I'm doing it. So that's kind of how I try to do all my treasure hunting. Anytime I have a chance, I jump on it. It's kind of where I got the name Rattlesnake. Fuck, strike, man. You gotta just strike on it. If you get a chance to do it, jump on it, because you never know. I've had plenty of permissions that I get out there and I'm searching, finding stuff. People see what you're pulling out the ground and they're like, "Hang on, you need to go."
Yeah.
I'm gonna get my own and I'm gonna come do this. Yeah. People thought I got rich because I was on TV. That's wrong, because I still have a job, and a regular job, But it's cool. Now I'm broke instead of being in debt.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. That's. Hey.
So.
I want to get into metal detecting. Okay. Where should my range be money-wise? Can I get a decent one? Is it really worth it? Should I go and look for something a little bit more expensive?
Right. Well, I would say the first thing I would do, I would spend maybe about $150 to $200. Get you one and see if you like it, because there are thousands of machines that are sitting in the corner of people's rooms that haven't been touched in a decade. You know, they take it, they try it, they don't have the time to do it, they don't, you know, it's not that they're not passionate about it, they just don't, they have, you know, their lives are taken up by other things. And I just decided that every moment of my free time, I'm either studying where I'm going to hunt, how I'm going to hunt, or I'm out there in the field doing it.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't spend more than about $200. You can pick you up a secondhand machine.
So from what I've seen, there's really, I guess it's two. You have a coil design. In the simplest form, you have a battery pack ran through an oscillator, which creates alternating currents that's passed through the coil, producing a magnetic field. When you are, I don't know, what's the right word for swiping? Swinging? Swinging would probably work. When you're swinging a metal detector, you have the energy going through this oscillator. It's going through your coils, and your coils are just making a magnetic field, a loop. When this magnetic field is passed over something conductive, it produces an eddy current, which is the opposite current of whatever the magnetic field is. So it disrupts the magnetic field that your metal detector is making, and depending on what kind of metal it is, it'll give you a different sound or a different wave. And that's how you can discriminate between what kind of metal's in the ground, how deep. Now the difference between the coil designs, from what I'm seeing, a bigger coil will go further into the ground, but you'll miss smaller pieces of metal. And a smaller coil won't go as far, but it's for more, you know, minute pieces, you know, a little piece of gold, but it won't go as far. What these detector companies are doing now, are they're making a double coil system to where you have a big coil on the outside and a small coil on the inside, so you get the best of both worlds. From what I'm seeing, that's where your price discrepancy comes from. Professional detector, you know, you have everything. You have more than one coil. I'm sure it's built better, the quality is better. You can find more stuff without having to dig up all the junk, which you should probably dig up the junk anyway, just to make sure that you don't waste time when you go back. And then you have your pulse design. It sends a wave through the ground, and it times it until, it times the pulse to see how long it takes to fall at zero. So if you pass over something that's metal, the time is going to be different. That'll show back up on your readout. The advantage of using a pulse indicator includes the ability to punch through heavy mineral soil. I'm guessing, you know, if you live in an area that is rocky, or I think they actually, the black sand beaches, so in some places you need the pulse.
Grandpa buried a jar of silver coins in my backyard. So break out your machine and start swinging.